I'm sleeping with someone else. She's pregnant, and I want you to accept it." Those weren't the words that destroyed Vanessa Park's marriage. No, the marriage died 3 seconds later when her husband Lee Jun smiled, that cold, satisfied smile, and added, "You're still my wife on paper. That's all I need from you now." 24 hours ago, Vanessa had been the dutiful wife who gave up her architecture career to support her husband's pharmaceutical empire. Now, she was staring at a text from Korea's most dangerous man, a billionaire with ties so dark the government pretended he didn't exist, who just offered to make Lee Jun's life a living hell. And the wildest part? She had absolutely no idea how she'd ended up with his personal number. Let me rewind to where this chaos actually began. Welcome back, everyone. This story gets darker and more twisted with every turn, and I promise you'll be gasping by the end. Hit that like button right now, because you're about to witness the most savage revenge plot in Seoul's underground. Let's dive in. Vanessa knew her marriage was over the moment she found the ultrasound picture. Not because Lee Jun was cheating. She'd suspected that for months. Not because another woman was pregnant. Deep down, she'd been preparing for that possibility. No, the marriage died because of what was written on the back of that ultrasound photo in Jun's handwriting. Finally, my real family begins. Real family. As if 7 years with Vanessa had been practice, a placeholder, a mistake. She stood in their Gangnam penthouse, the one his pharmaceutical company paid for, the one with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Seoul's glittering skyline, holding that photo with shaking hands. 7 years of marriage, 7 years of trying to conceive while his mother reminded her monthly that a woman's only worth was in producing heirs. 7 years of invasive procedures, hormone injections that made her body a stranger, monthly disappointments that felt like personal failures. 7 years of slowly disappearing. The door opened. Lee Jun walked in at midnight, expensive suit perfectly tailored, smelling like unfamiliar perfume. He saw her holding the ultrasound. No shock, no guilt, just mild annoyance, like she'd found something she wasn't supposed to see yet. "We need to talk," he said, loosening his tie. Vanessa's stomach dropped. Those 4 words, the beginning of every ending. "I want an open marriage," Jun said flatly. Not a question, a statement. The room tilted. "What?" "You can't give me children. Someone else can." He didn't even look at her. Just headed to the bar, poured whiskey like they were discussing dinner plans. "But I need to stay married to you for business reasons. Your American passport gives me access to markets I can't reach otherwise. The marriage has value. You don't." The words hit like physical blows. Vanessa gripped the counter. "You're joking. I need an answer by morning." He swirled his whiskey. "Her name is Seo-yeon. She's 5 months pregnant with my son. She'll be moving into the guest room next week." "Moving into our home?" "It's practical. She needs to be close during the pregnancy." He finally looked at Vanessa, and his eyes were empty, completely void of the man she'd married. "Honestly, what choice do you have? No job, no money of your own, no family here in Korea. You're completely dependent on me. So really, this isn't a request, Vanessa. I'm informing you how things will be." He walked toward the bedroom, paused at the door. "Oh, and my mother agrees this is best. She likes Seo-yeon, says she's everything a Korean daughter-in-law should be." He closed the door, left Vanessa standing there with her world crumbling around her. She didn't sleep that night, just sat on the couch, staring at Seoul's lights, feeling herself disappear a little more with each passing hour. By morning, she had her answer. "I'm leaving." Jun looked up from his coffee, surprised. "Excuse me. I'm leaving. I want a divorce." He laughed, actually laughed. "Vanessa, you can't afford to leave. You haven't worked in 7 years. You have nothing. Then I'll have nothing somewhere else." His smile faded. "Don't be stupid. You're upset right now, but you'll calm down. You'll realize this arrangement actually benefits you. You get to keep your lifestyle, your status, everything. Everything except my dignity. Dignity doesn't pay rent." Vanessa stood. "I'll be out by tonight. Have your lawyers send the divorce papers." She walked out, heard him calling after her, his voice shifting from amusement to anger. She didn't stop, didn't look back. She grabbed one suitcase, packed clothes and her old architecture portfolio, and left the penthouse. Left 7 years of her life. Left the woman who'd made herself small to fit into Lee Jun's world. By noon, she was checked into a hotel in Itaewon. By 6 p.m., she was at the hotel bar, ordering wine and trying not to fall apart in public. The bar was half empty. Soft jazz playing, low lighting. Perfect for drowning in expensive alcohol while your life imploded. You look like you're contemplating murder or suicide, can't decide which. The voice came from beside her, deep, amused, dangerous. Vanessa looked up and forgot how to breathe. The man was devastating. Early 40s, Korean, with the kind of face that belonged on magazine covers, sharp jawline, intense dark eyes that saw everything, perfectly styled black hair. He wore a black suit that probably cost more than most people's cars, and he moved with the casual confidence of someone who owned the world and knew it. But it was his eyes that stopped her, dark, intelligent, and currently fixed on her with an intensity that made her skin tingle. Both, Vanessa said, surprising herself, leaning toward murder. His smile was slow, dangerous. Good. Suicide is a waste. Murder at least requires planning. He gestured to the empty stool. May I? Free country. He sat, ordered whiskey, and for a moment just existed beside her. The silence should have been awkward, but wasn't. It felt intentional, comfortable. I'm Kang Min-jae, he finally said. And you're American. That obvious? You don't drink wine like Koreans do, like it's a social obligation. You drink it like you're trying to drown something. Perceptive. Necessary in my line of work. Which is? His smile was cryptic. Let's say I solve problems for people. Something in his tone made Vanessa's pulse quicken. This wasn't a businessman. This was something else, something darker. Maybe it was the wine. Maybe it was the way he looked at her. Really looked at her, like she was someone worth seeing. Maybe she'd just been invisible for so long she was desperate for someone to acknowledge she existed. My husband wants an open marriage, Vanessa heard herself say. He's moving his pregnant mistress into our home. He told me I'm still useful as his wife because my passport has business value, but I don't. 7 years of marriage, and apparently I was just a placeholder until someone better came along. Min-jae listened without interrupting. No empty sympathy, no meaningless platitudes, just genuine attention. When she finished, he was quiet for a long moment. Then, Lee Jun. Vanessa's head snapped up. How did you... Your husband is Lee Jun, CEO of JL Pharmaceuticals, and I know exactly who he is. Min-jae's expression darkened. We have history. What kind of history? The kind where he's been trying to push into markets I control. The kind where he's made the mistake of thinking I'm someone he can outmaneuver. His eyes met hers. The kind where I've been looking for a way to destroy him completely. Vanessa's heart pounded. Why are you telling me this? Because I have a proposition. Min-jae leaned closer. What if I told you I could help you? Make him understand that you're not some disposable wife he can discard. Make him realize throwing you away was the biggest mistake of his pathetic life. How? Be with me, publicly. We date, attend events together, make sure Lee Jun and everyone in Seoul's elite circles sees us. Watch him lose his mind when he realizes you've moved on, and moved up. His smile was sharp as a blade. And I get to watch my business rival squirm while enjoying the company of a beautiful woman who deserves far better than she's been given. This was insane. Completely insane. But Vanessa looked into Min-jae's eyes and saw something she hadn't felt in 7 years. Possibility. Power. The chance to be someone other than Lee Jun's disappointing wife. What would I have to do? Show up. Look incredible. Let me treat you the way you should have been treated all along. And watch your husband realize he's the biggest fool in Seoul. Min-jae extended his hand. Do we have a deal? Vanessa looked at that outstretched hand. At the scarred knuckles that told stories of violence she could only imagine. At the expensive watch that screamed wealth and power. at the dangerous man offering her revenge and dignity in equal measure. She thought about June's empty eyes, about Seo-yeon moving into her home, about 7 years of feeling worthless, about the woman she'd been before Lee Jun and the woman she could be after. "Deal," Vanessa said, placing her hand in his. Min Jae's fingers closed around hers, warm, strong, possessive. Something electric passed between them that felt like a promise, or a threat, or both. "One more thing," Min Jae said, not releasing her hand. "I should tell you I've noticed you before tonight." Vanessa's breath caught. "What?" "8 months ago. Charity gala at the Shilla Hotel. You wore a green dress. Your husband left you standing alone for 2 hours while he networked. You stood by the dessert table looking like you wanted to disappear." His thumb brushed her knuckles. "I wanted to talk to you then. Tell you that you deserved better. But you were married, and I don't cross certain lines. You remember what I wore?" "I remember everything about that night." His voice dropped. "The way you smiled even though your eyes were sad. The way you touched your wedding ring like it was a shackle. The way your husband walked past you 3 times without even acknowledging you were there." Heat flooded through Vanessa's body. "I've wanted to talk to you for 8 months, Min Jae said quietly. "Your husband just gave me an excuse to stop being honorable about it." "This is just business," Vanessa said, but her voice shook. "We'll see." His smile was devastating. "Tomorrow night, there's a high-profile charity auction at the Lotta Hotel. Lee Jun will be there. So will we. What's your number?" Vanessa gave it, her hand still tingling where he'd touched her. Min Jae sent a text immediately. "Now you have mine. I'll send details tomorrow." He stood, placed cash on the bar, far more than necessary. "Wear something that makes you feel powerful. Because that's what you are, whether you believe it yet or not." He walked away, moving through the bar with the kind of presence that made people unconsciously step aside. Even the way he walked was dangerous. Vanessa sat there long after he left, heart racing. She'd just agreed to fake date her husband's business rival, a man who was clearly more than just a businessman, a man who looked at her like she mattered. This was reckless. This was insane. This was exactly what she needed. Her phone buzzed. Unknown number. "Sleep well, Vanessa. Tomorrow, we start the war." She saved the number under Min Jae and finished her wine. For the first time in 7 years, she was smiling. The next morning, Vanessa woke to her phone ringing. Min Jae's voice, smooth and confident. "There's a car downstairs. My people will help you move out of that hotel. I have an apartment in Cheongdam-dong, one of my properties. You'll stay there. Consider it part of our arrangement. Lee Jun needs to see you're not desperate. I can't just... You can, and you will. A woman leaving her husband doesn't live in hotels like she's hiding. She lives in Cheongdam-dong like she's thriving." He paused. "There's also a stylist coming at 4 p.m. Trust me." He was right. Being nice had gotten her an open marriage proposal and a mistress in her guest room. Being strategic might actually get her dignity back. "Okay, send the address." The apartment was stunning. Modern, spacious, with views of the Han River. The kind of place Vanessa had designed in her architecture days, but never imagined living in. Min Jae's assistant, a sharp woman named Ji-won, supervised the move. "Mr. Kang wants you comfortable," she said with a knowing smile. "He's very particular about taking care of what's his." "I'm not his," Vanessa said automatically. Ji-won's smile widened. "We'll see." Lee Jun called 6 times while movers packed Vanessa's belongings from the penthouse. She ignored each call. Left her wedding ring on the kitchen counter. Took only what was truly hers. When Jun finally reached her, his voice was furious. "Where the hell are you? I came home and all your things are gone." "I moved out, like I said I would." "Moved where? You don't have money for..." "I have friends helping me. That's all you need to know." "Friends?" He laughed bitterly. "What friends? You don't have friends in Seoul. I made sure of that." The admission was so casual, so cruel. "Goodbye, June." "Vanessa, you can't just..." She hung up, blocked his number, and felt powerful for the first time in years. At 4 p.m., the stylist arrived. A woman named Hannah who brought assistants, garment bags, and a makeup kit worth more than Vanessa's first car. "Mr. Kang sent me," Hannah said with a conspiratorial smile. "He wants you unforgettable tonight." For 3 hours, Vanessa was transformed. The dress was midnight blue, the color of deep water and darker intentions. It hugged every curve, with a neckline that was elegant, but showed enough to be devastating. Her hair was styled in soft waves. Her makeup highlighted her features: strong brows, full lips, sharp cheekbones. When Hannah stepped back, even she looked impressed. "You're going to break hearts tonight." "Just one," Vanessa said. "That's all I need." The car arrived at 7, a black Mercedes with a driver who opened the door without a word. Min-jae waited in the back seat, wearing a tuxedo that made him look like he'd stepped out of a film. Dangerous, powerful, devastating. His eyes widened when he saw her. Something hungry flashed across his face. "You look incredible," he said, voice rough. "Thank you." "Lee Jun is going to lose his mind." Min-jae's smile was sharp. "Perfect." The charity auction was at the Lotte Hotel, red carpet, photographers, Seoul's elite competing to look important. Min-jae's hand settled on Vanessa's lower back as they walked toward the entrance, warm, possessive, acclaim. "Smile," he murmured. "Show them you're untouchable." Vanessa smiled, and meant it. Cameras flashed as they walked the red carpet together, photographers shouting questions in Korean. "Mr. Kang, who is your date? Is this a new relationship?" Min-jae ignored them all, his attention focused entirely on Vanessa, like she was the only person who mattered. They entered the ballroom. Vanessa's eyes immediately found Lee Jun. He stood with Seo-yeon near the bar, both dressed formally, talking to investors. Then he looked up, saw Vanessa. His face went white. His eyes traveled from her face to the dress to Min-jae's hand on her back. His expression shifted from shock to fury in seconds. Seo-yeon noticed his reaction, followed his gaze. Her smile faltered. "Let him come to you," Min-jae said quietly. "Don't give him the satisfaction." Vanessa didn't need to. She felt powerful. They took champagne, stood together, just existing as a couple, and Lee Jun couldn't take his eyes off them. Vanessa watched him make excuses to Seo-yeon, watched him start moving toward them, fury in every step. "Here he comes," Vanessa murmured. "Let him," Min-jae said calmly. Lee Jun arrived like a storm. "Vanessa, we need to talk, now." Min-jae turned slowly. "I don't think we've been properly introduced. Kang Min-jae." He extended his hand. Jun ignored it. "I know exactly who you are, Kang." Jun's voice was venomous. "What the hell are you doing with my wife?" "Having a wonderful evening," Vanessa said sweetly. "Why?" "You're still my wife. In an open marriage, which means I can see whoever I want, just like you're seeing Seo-yeon." Vanessa sipped her champagne. "Or did you think the rules only applied to you?" Jun's face reddened. "This is completely different." "How?" Min-jae asked, tone mild. "Please explain." "Stay out of this, Kang." "Actually," Vanessa said, stepping closer to Min-jae. "Min-jae is very much in this. He's been incredibly supportive." Min-jae's arm slid around her waist. Possessive, protective. The claim was clear. Jun looked like he wanted to throw a punch. "You're making a scene. People are staring." Vanessa laughed. "You wanted an open marriage. You moved your pregnant mistress into my home. You've been cheating for months. Now I'm dating someone else. That's how this works, Jun. Or did you think I'd just sit home while you played happy family with Seo-yeon? You're doing this to hurt me?" "No," Vanessa said coldly. "I'm doing this because I deserve better than a husband who sees me as disposable. Min-jae sees me as valuable. There's a difference." Seo-yeon appeared at Jun's elbow, looking uncomfortable. "Jun, maybe we should—" "Not now," he snapped at her. "We're leaving," Jun said, grabbing Seo-yeon's arm. "But this isn't over, Vanessa." "Yes," Vanessa said quietly. It is. She turned her back on him, leaned into Min-jae's warmth, didn't watch him leave. For the first time in 7 years, Lee Jun didn't matter anymore. The rest of the auction passed in a blur. Min-jae introduced Vanessa to everyone. Business associates, investors, Seoul's elite. Everyone wanted to know, who is this woman on Kang Min-jae's arm? Min-jae's answer was always the same. This is Vanessa. She's extraordinary. And yes, she's with me. Simple, definitive. No room for speculation. In the car afterward, Min-jae looked at her. You did well tonight. I didn't do anything except stand there. You stood next to me and made your husband lose his mind. That's more than nothing. His expression softened. How do you feel? Like I've been holding my breath for 7 years and can finally exhale. Good, because tomorrow things escalate. Vanessa blinked. What do you mean? Min-jae showed her his phone. Photos from the auction were already online. Her and Min-jae on the red carpet at the champagne fountain. Lee Jun's face when he saw them. The photos were everywhere. By tomorrow, Min-jae said, everyone in Seoul's business community will know that Lee Jun's wife is dating his biggest competitor. His investors will ask questions. His business partners will wonder about conflicts of interest. Vanessa's stomach sank. This is going to destroy him. That's the point. Min-jae shifted to face her. But I also want to offer you something, a job. What? You're an architect. You gave up your career to support Lee Jun. I need a design consultant for my development projects. The pay is excellent, the work is challenging, and it'll give you financial independence so you never have to rely on anyone again. Min-jae, I can't just... Why not? You're qualified. I need someone talented. This is business, not charity. His eyes were serious. I'm not rescuing you, Vanessa. I'm investing in you. There's a difference. Vanessa thought about it. A job, her own money, her career back. Okay, she said. I'll take it. Min-jae smiled. Good. You start Monday. The car pulled up to her building. Min-jae walked her to the lobby, his hand on her lower back. At the elevator, he stopped. Vanessa, I need to ask you something. What? This thing between us, the arrangement. How far are you willing to take it? Her heart pounded. What do you mean? I mean public events, yes. Photos, yes. But what about when we're alone? When no one's watching? He stepped closer. I'm attracted to you. I have been since I saw you 8 months ago. This started as strategy, a way to hurt Lee Jun and help you. But it's becoming something else, at least for me. Vanessa couldn't breathe. I'm not asking for anything tonight, Min-jae continued. I'm just being honest. This can stay fake if that's what you need. But if you ever want it to be real... He stepped closer, his voice dropping. I'm here. Then he was gone, leaving Vanessa standing in the lobby with her heart racing. Over the next month, Vanessa's life transformed completely. She threw herself into work. Her designs for Min-jae's riverside development got approved by investors. He gave her bigger projects, entire buildings, commercial spaces, residential complexes. She moved through Seoul with confidence now. Designer clothes, expensive dinners where people recognized her as Kang Min-jae's girlfriend, charity events where photographers shouted her name. Everywhere they went, people whispered, "That's Lee Jun's ex-wife. She's with Kang Min-jae now. She looks completely different." Happy. They were right. Lee Jun was losing his mind. He left increasingly desperate voicemails. Vanessa, we need to talk. This thing with Kang needs to stop. You're embarrassing both of us. My investors are asking questions. End it with Kang and come home. Vanessa deleted every message without listening fully. But Min-jae's business warfare with Jun, that was escalating beautifully. Every deal Jun wanted, Min-jae secured. Every investor Jun courted, Min-jae charmed away. Every property Jun tried to develop, Min-jae outbid. It was systematic, ruthless, devastating. And Lee Jun knew exactly why. One day, he ambushed Vanessa outside her building. "He's using you," Jun screamed. "Kang doesn't care about you. He's just using you to destroy my business." Vanessa looked at her ex-husband, hair disheveled, eyes wild, suit wrinkled. He looked pathetic. "Even if that were true," Vanessa said calmly, "being used by Minjai is still better than being married to you. At least he treats me like I matter." June's jaw clenched. "You're making a mistake." "No. Marrying you was the mistake. This is me fixing it." She walked away. June didn't follow, couldn't follow, because Minjai had appeared, his presence alone enough to make June back down. "Problem?" Minjai asked, voice dangerously quiet. "No problem," Vanessa said. "Just taking out the trash." That night, Minjai took her to his actual home for the first time, a modern house in Seongbuk-dong, all glass and steel with views of the city. Private, secluded, beautiful. They had dinner, incredible food his housekeeper prepared. They drank wine, talked about work, about life, about everything. Then Minjai said something that changed everything. "I need to tell you something about Lee Jun." Vanessa set down her glass. "What about him?" "I had my people investigate. Lee Jun has a medical condition, severe oligospermia, low sperm count, diagnosed when he was 26, before he met you. His doctors told him he'd likely never father children naturally without significant medical intervention." The words hit like physical blows. "What?" "He knew," Minjai said. "Before he married you. Before you spent 7 years thinking you were broken. He knew the entire time that he was the problem." Vanessa couldn't breathe. "That's impossible. We did tests." "His mother paid the doctors to lie, to tell you the problem was unexplained. I have the bank transfers." Rage exploded through Vanessa's chest, hot, blinding, all-consuming. 7 years. 7 years of thinking she was broken. 7 years of hormone treatments and invasive procedures and monthly heartbreak. 7 years of being treated like she was defective. And it was Lee Jun all along. "That's why he wanted the open marriage," Vanessa said, voice shaking. "Not just to cheat. He wanted to have a baby and claim it was his, so no one would ever know he was infertile." "Exactly," Minjai nodded. "But Seo-yeon isn't getting pregnant either, because the problem is Lee Jun, not the women he's with." Vanessa stood, hands shaking with fury. "I need to tell people. I need everyone to know what he did." "You will, but strategically." Minjai stood, moved toward her. "Look at me." She did. "I know you're angry. You have every right to be, but channel that anger into something productive. We use this information to end him, his business, his reputation, everything. And then you walk away free, with your dignity intact and his world in ashes." "Okay." Vanessa took a shaky breath. "Okay, what's the plan?" The plan was brilliant. Minjai arranged for Vanessa to get tested, comprehensive fertility screening. The results came back 2 weeks later. Vanessa was perfectly fertile. No issues whatsoever. Minjai had the report sealed and certified by 3 independent specialists. Then he leaked it. Not to the press directly, that would be too obvious. Instead, he mentioned it casually during a private investor dinner, that his girlfriend had recently gotten medical confirmation that she was perfectly healthy and fertile. The implication was clear. The problem had always been Lee Jun. The rumor spread like wildfire. Within days, everyone was talking. "Did you hear? Lee Jun's ex-wife is fertile, so the problem was him all along. His mother blamed that poor woman for 7 years when it was her son's fault. And Seo-yeon still isn't pregnant after 5 months. Lee Jun's business suffered immediately. Investors started pulling out. Traditional families didn't want to partner with a man who couldn't produce heirs. His mother called Vanessa 27 times in one day. Vanessa blocked her. Lee Jun showed up at Minjai's office building, completely unhinged. Security stopped him in the lobby. Vanessa went down to face him. "You destroyed my life," Jun screamed. "Is this what you wanted?" "You destroyed yourself," Vanessa said coldly. "I just told the truth. You told everyone I'm infertile. My business is falling apart. My investors think I'm worthless." "Good," Vanessa smiled. "Now you know how I felt for 7 years while you and your mother convinced me I was broken, while you cheated and blamed it on my inability to have children, while you manipulated me into an open marriage so you could legitimize your affair without admitting you were infertile all along. June's face crumbled. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. Please. Call off Kang. Tell people you were wrong. Something. Anything. Vanessa looked at him. Really looked at him. Saw the man who'd spent 7 years destroying her self-worth. No, she said simply. You took 7 years of my life. You made me hate myself. You threw me away like garbage the moment it suited you. And now you're upset there are consequences? She stepped closer. This is what you deserve, June. All of it. And I'm going to watch you lose everything. She turned to security. He's not allowed in this building again. Ever. She walked away, leaving Lee June screaming her name. And she didn't look back. That night, Min-jae took her to the Han River. They sat on a bench, watching lights reflect on water. How do you feel? Min-jae asked. Free, Vanessa admitted. For the first time in 7 years, I feel free. He wrapped his arm around her. They sat in comfortable silence. Then Vanessa felt it, a wave of nausea that came out of nowhere, sudden, overwhelming. She pulled away, hand flying to her mouth. I think I'm going to be sick. What? Are you okay? Vanessa moved away, tried to breathe through the nausea. It passed after a minute, leaving her shaky. Sorry, she said. I don't know what that was. But even as she said it, a thought occurred. Nausea. Exhaustion. Her period was late, 3 weeks late. Min-jae, she said slowly. When was the last time when did we? His expression shifted, understanding dawning. 4 weeks ago, he said, after the gallery opening. We'd had wine and we didn't use protection, Vanessa finished. They stared at each other. You don't think, Min-jae started. I need to take a test. They went to a pharmacy, bought 3 different tests, went back to Vanessa's apartment. Vanessa locked herself in the bathroom, hands shaking as she took all 3 tests. Then she waited. 3 minutes felt like 3 hours. When she looked down, all 3 showed the same result. Positive. Vanessa's legs gave out. She sat on the bathroom floor, staring at the tests. Pregnant. A knock on the door. Vanessa, what does it say? She opened the door. Min-jae saw her face, saw the tests, and went very still. I'm pregnant, Vanessa whispered. For a long moment, neither spoke. Then Min-jae knelt in front of her, hands framing her face. Is it mine? Yes. She blinked back tears. June and I haven't been together in over a year. It's yours. Min-jae closed his eyes. When he opened them, Vanessa saw something she'd never seen before. Vulnerability. I know this wasn't planned, Vanessa said quickly. I don't expect anything from you. This arrangement was never supposed to be— Stop, Min-jae said. Stop talking. She stopped. This thing between us stopped being fake for me weeks ago, he said. Maybe it was never really fake. I'm in love with you, Vanessa. Completely. Terrifyingly. And if you're pregnant with my child, that's not a trap. It's a gift. Vanessa's eyes filled with tears. I know it's fast, Min-jae continued. I know this is complicated. I know you're still healing. But I need you to know. I want this. I want you. I want this baby. If you do. I don't know what I want, Vanessa admitted. I'm scared. Then let's be scared together. His eyes searched hers. You and me and this baby, a real family. If you want that. Vanessa looked at him. This man who'd appeared at her lowest point, who'd helped her find her strength, who'd shown her she was valuable when everyone else treated her like she was worthless. I want that, she whispered. I'm terrified, but I want that. Min-jae kissed her. Not the polite kiss of a fake boyfriend, the desperate, hungry kiss of a man who'd been holding back and finally didn't have to. When they broke apart, both breathing hard, Min-jae pressed his forehead to hers. We're doing this, he said. For real, this time. For real, Vanessa agreed, and for the first time in 7 years, she felt genuinely, completely happy. 5 years later, Vanessa walked into Kang Industries with her daughter on her hip. Ji-hai was 4 years old, with Min-jae's dark eyes and Vanessa's smile and a personality that was pure mischief. "Mama, why are we here?" Ji-hai asked in a mix of English and Korean. "Because Daddy has a meeting and you wanted to see him." They took the elevator to the top floor. Min-jae's assistant smiled and waved them through. Min-jae was on a conference call, but the moment he saw them, his entire expression softened. He held up one finger. "Wait," then finished quickly. Ji-hai ran to him. Min-jae scooped her up, kissing her cheeks while she giggled. "How are my girls?" he asked. "Good," Vanessa said, holding up a bag from his favorite restaurant. "We brought lunch." They ate together while Ji-hai drew pictures of their family, Mama, Daddy, and the baby in Mama's belly. Vanessa was 6 months pregnant with their second child, a boy this time. After lunch, Vanessa's phone buzzed. A news alert. Former pharmaceutical CEO Lee Jun arrested for fraud. She clicked the article. Lee Jun had been caught embezzling from investors to cover his failing business. He faced criminal charges. SEO Yan had left him 2 years ago. His mother had disowned him. He was alone, broke, about to go to prison. Vanessa should have felt satisfaction. Instead, she felt nothing. Lee Jun was her past, a painful chapter that had led her to something better. Min-jae noticed her expression. "What is it?" "Jun got arrested, fraud charges." Min-jae glanced at the article, then at Vanessa. "How do you feel?" "I feel like he doesn't matter anymore," Vanessa said. "Like that whole part of my life was just leading me here." She gestured to their daughter, to Min-jae, to her life. "The real story started when I met you." Min-jae pulled her close, careful of her pregnant belly. "I love you." "I love you too." Ji-hai tugged on Min-jae's sleeve. "Daddy, can we get ice cream?" "Absolutely." Min-jae stood. "Let's close this office and take my girls for ice cream." They left together, a family. Vanessa had started as a broken woman in a hotel bar, drowning in wine and crying over a marriage that destroyed her. She'd ended as a successful architect, happily married to a man who actually valued her, with one child and another on the way. Lee Jun had tried to take everything from her. Instead, he'd pushed her toward the life she was always meant to have. And that was the sweetest revenge of all. Sometimes the worst thing that happens to you is actually the universe pushing you toward something better. Lee Jun's betrayal didn't break Vanessa. It freed her to find someone who actually valued her. If you enjoyed this story, smash that like button right now, subscribe for more incredible stories, and drop a comment below. Would you agree to an open marriage to save your relationship? Where are you watching from? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.